Hi, you guys. I'm Phil Town from Rule 1 Investing, and today I want to talk to you about the power of compound interest and why it might be actually hurting you. So if you've been following my channel at all for the past, few years probably, then you already know about the power of compound interest and why this eighth wonder of the world, as Einstein called it, makes investing in companies so incredibly attractive. But in case you're new here, let's just dive into some of the advantages of compound interest, and then we'll maybe get into a few of the pitfalls. So here, compound interest works like this. You get money in from investing, you get a gain, right? And then you make even more money over time because now you're making money on the money that you already made. So it's money on money. That's compound interest. The rule of 72 is a very cool way of calculating your compounded interest. How fast is it compounding? So if you know, for example, that you've got a 10% compounded growth rate, that means your money is doubling every 7.2 years. And I got to that just by dividing the growth rate into 72. And it comes out pretty darn close, right? So in fact, you can download my free guide to the rule of 72 by clicking this link in the video, and you can kind of just follow along with me. So there's lots of ways to use this, but let's just take some examples here. First, a 24 to 26% compounded rate of growth doubles your money every 3 years. So we could say, okay, if I want to double my money in 3 years, how fast does it have to grow? What's the compounded growth rate? And the answer would be, 24 to 26% per year. So if we did that and said, okay, well, I've got $10,000, I want to double it in 3 years, and I'm getting a 24% compounded growth rate, then I'll have $20,000 in 3 years. $20,000 will double to $40,000 in the next 3 years, and $40,000 will double to $80,000 in the last 3 years. So that means in 9 years at a doubling every 3-year rate of growth, 25, 26% per year, we just took $10,000 and turned it into $80,000. And that's how you get really rich over time. Now, really key part of compounding is that you want to start as early as you can. You want to get your money compounding earlier rather than later because it doesn't grow in a linear straight line kind of way. It looks like a hockey stick curve, right? Starts slow and then goes up like a rocket. So if you're investing your money at, let's say, our minimum acceptable rate of return is what I'd kind of call this, what we would want and expect to get out of any investment we do, that would be 15% per year. And that means, divide 15 into rule of 72, you're going to get a double of your money every 4.8 years. So we'll just round that off to 5 years, okay? So that means if you're starting to invest at 25 years old, right, instead of 45 years old, then in our example, you'd have 4 doubles more under your belt than if you waited that extra 20 years to start investing. All right, so let's say you start with $10,000. After 20 years, doubling every 5 years at 15%, you've got 4 doubles. And that means 10,000 goes to 20, which goes to 40, which goes to 80, which goes to $160. So if you start when you're 25 years old, without even adding any more money, look at the head start you've got. You got 160 grand. That is pretty amazing. Then if you do another 20 years of that, that's 320, 640, 1.28 million, 2.5, 2.6 million bucks, more than that. That's incredible. Whereas if you start at 45, by the time you retire, you get 160 grand. You see the power of this? It's amazing. Now, we talked about maybe it's all not rosy with compounding rates of return. Maybe there's some evil parts of that, right? So Einstein said, as I said at the beginning of the video, compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. And he also added this one little more thing here. He said, he who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So one of the great evils of compound interest, and I'll bet you some of you already figured this out in a hurry, is that when it works against you, you get crushed. And of course, I'm talking about high interest on something like your credit cards. And you cannot believe how high it can get unless you've gotten behind on credit card payments. Basically, what they tell you is, hey, buy this or get this credit card, you get very low interest rates. Yeah, as long as you pay on time. You miss a payment, those interest rates go to something like 21 or 22 or more. Remember, 15% can make you rich. 26% can make you broke, very broke. And some people just don't realize the magic of compound interest can work against you and crush you here. And this is how people get into major debt. In many cases, it becomes impossible to pay off. Their interest rates are growing faster than they can pay it off. And by the way, do you think that could ever happen to a government? Greece come to mind, Zimbabwe, Argentina. Let's say every government in the world, and the United States now has 100% of GDP for debt. And if our interest rates go up, they go up far enough, it could be impossible for us to pay the debt off. Just saying, okay? So you can see, guys, basically this is a serious thing. It's mysterious, it gets complicated, but we need to, I think we really need to understand it. I was going to say we need to know it. We need to understand it, and we need to be able to use it in our favor. And we need to be able to prevent ourselves from using it against ourselves. Okay, so now I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you currently know how much your investments are compounding year over year, or how much your debt is growing year after year? Leave a comment below with your answer. I'll be sure to follow up with you, and thanks for watching. Now go play. If you enjoyed this video and you think it was valuable for teaching you more about compound interest, just hit the like button and please share the video with your friends. And if you want more investing content, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the button on the screen for a free gift. It's awesome. Thanks again for watching.